guys, right back at you with another video. Yes. Welcome back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Leslie Chambers Kaiju Reviews on behalf of Collect All Monsters. And I'm back again with another X Plus figure review. Yes, it's been a minute. It's been a few weeks since I've done my last figure review. But I'm back again with another awesome, stellar, outstanding X Plus figure review, and you already clicked the title. You know who we're covering. Yes, the Guardian of the Universe. Yes. Without further ado, let's dive headfirst into this awesome X Plus Deforeal figure review. And today we're taking a look at the X Plus Deforeal Gamera 1996 Ric Exclusive Edition, based off his appearance in the super cool Heisei second Heisei Gamera flick. Gamera 2, The Advent of Legion, also known as Gamera 2, The Attack of Legion. As you can see here, I have the beautiful figure here. And yes, this is the Ric. So this is an awesome figure. Awesome release. Yes. And here's the picture of the packaging. Yes. Part of the course when it comes to the Deforeal, the X Plus Deforeal figures, I should say. We have the window display where you can see on the inside the packaging, you can see the figure before you take it out of the box. You know, the yellow sticker signifying that this is a Ric. Also on the back, it has, Deforeal in Japanese text, Gamera 1996 in English lettering, as well as the Japanese title text of the film, Gamera 2, which is awesome, And I know for the past couple of videos I've been saying I'm going to be trashing my boxes because I'm getting to the point where I need to reserve as much space as I can for all the stuff I know I have coming down the pipeline as far as pre-orders, right? But I kind of like this one. I kind of like this Gamera Deforeal box. So I'm not going to trash it. And besides, it's a Deforeal, so it's not like it's going to take up a whole bunch of space, but I just like the shiny packaging. I don't know. I've always been that way. When it comes to the artwork on the boxes, like the 30s or the Sakai's, I love keeping that. And as well as the Deforeals here. The packaging is awesome. I know I'm going off on a tangent more so that I should be when it comes to the boxes. This box in particular, for some reason, I just love. I'm going to keep it. So it is what it is. So that's it with the packaging and the box of the figure. Let's talk about the figure. And this is the figure. Yes. The X Plus Deforeal Ric Exclusive Edition of the 1996 Gamera, from one of my most favorite films in the franchise, 1996's Gamera 2, The Advent of Legion, or The Attack of Legion. And right off the bat, let me just tell you, this is one of the best Deforeals X Plus has ever done. Quite frankly, hands down. We haven't got into the all the meat and potatoes of the review or the insides and outs of the figure, but let me just tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this figure is amazing. One of the standout releases of 2021, and we're not really done yet with the year. We're not even halfway done with the year. And the fact that this is a Deforeal and it's so outstanding in terms of detail, sculpt, and all the good stuff, which we'll go into momentarily. This is a great figure. Now, once again, I got the Ric. Actually, you know what? Let me be more transparent with that. Excuse me. I'm splitting this with my wife. I got Gamera, and she got the Ric Accessory here. The flower coming out of the building, which we'll go into later on. The backstory behind that, before we go into the backstory of the figure, is this. Now, mind you, Sandra, she's a Godzilla fan, right? She's not too high up on Gamera. She can't really stand his roar. Like, she likes some of his designs or some of his looks, I should say. But his roar is just something that she just can't get behind. But when she saw this figure, she was like, "You gonna get this figure, right?" I was like, "Yeah, pretty much." She was like, "Look, I love Legion," because she's a fan of Legion, right? She was like, "Look, get this figure and I'll take the flower, because I know it because I love Legion." So I'm like, okay, cool. So we're splitting it. So this is mine, Gamera's mine, and the Legion Ric flower accessory is hers. I want to put it out the way, ladies and gentlemen, because I love Sandra, because she's awesome. All right, now here's the backstory with this figure release. We first saw pictures of this thing at the Summer Kaiju Festival that X Plus put out, or put online, I should say. I want to say late July going to August of 2020. And of course that show was noteworthy for a few different things, because once again, during the pandemic, X Plus has no choice but to try to produce these online shows to let you know what figures are coming down the pipeline. And they show an unpainted prototype of this figure of the Deforeal Gamera 96, which instantly made me hooked. Because for one, I'm a Gamera fan and I'm a Deforeal fan. So that right there was like, you know what, instant pre-order right there. They also showcase, the upcoming Deforeal Mechagodzilla 1975, which should be dropping, I should say, sometime next month in June at the time of this recording. They also showcase the upcoming 25 centimeter 2019 Rodan for the Monsterverse, and he should be releasing around August of this year. They also showcase an unpainted prototype or 3D rendering of the upcoming Mecha King Ghidorah, the 25 centimeter Mecha King Ghidorah from 1991's Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, which is still coming, ladies and gentlemen, so please don't freak out. I know I'm on Facebook, right? I'm on the Facebook groups. A lot of folks are freaking out that as each week goes by, we have not seen anything regarding Mecha King Ghidorah. But from what I understand, the reason why it's taking it so long because they want to make sure that it's perfectly accurate and it's right before they produce a figure like that. Don't get me wrong, King Ghidorah is already going to be a delicate figure. Now we're going with the Mecha version. So in my opinion, they have to really take as much time as they can to make sure that Mecha King Ghidorah is going to be perfect, which is why we have not seen him just yet. But trust me, he is coming. I want to put it out the way. But yes, we saw a 3D rendering of the Mecha King Ghidorah, the upcoming Mecha 25 centimeter King Ghidorah from X Plus, and a few other Harryhausen stuff. Now that show in particular wasn't really received with the most open arms from a lot of fans because it wasn't really laid out too well. But still, at the end of the day, they did what they set out that they were going to do. They showcased figures that were going to appeal to certain people, and as far as I'm concerned, they did exactly that. Because once again, I'm getting Gamera. I got Gamera, excuse me. I'm getting the Deforeal Mechagodzilla 75. I'm definitely getting the Mecha King Ghidorah when that comes up for pre-order. So, despite the fact that the show was not what it should have been, it still, served its purpose, in my opinion. Then it came up for pre-order, I want to say, I think September of last year. And it just got into my hands, I want to say last month, around the second week of April 2021. And that's the backstory of me getting this figure. Now, mind you, this is technically not the first Deforeal release of a Gamera figure. Back in 2017, I think I mentioned this on a couple of Gamera videos I've done a while ago. But X Plus has done a Deforeal version of Gamera in the past. Back in 2017, they offered these coin banks, like these small mini figures where they were basically like just coin banks, where I guess you can insert coins and stuff in them, I guess. They made a Deforeal version of the Gamera 1995 from Guardian of the Universe. They made the Nightmare 1999 Gamera. They also made a Gamera from my most favorite Gamera film, Gamera vs. Baragon, with the 1966 Gamera as well as Baragon. Now, mind you, that they weren't even though they were Deforeal, they were like the early versions of the Deforeal. They weren't really the current Funko Pop, big head, overly sized head, small body type of Deforeal that we're accustomed to now. They were basically just like minifigures, but technically they were the first Gamera Deforeals. The 66, the 95, and the 99. But I guess in this new style of Deforeal, with, like I said, with the Funko Pop style, with the big head and the small bodies or whatever, this is technically the first. And in my opinion, they couldn't have picked a better design for Gamera for this particular line, or this style of Deforeal, in my opinion. Because, truth be told, the 96 Gamera as well as the 96 is my favorite design version of Gamera. I think the 66 is the top favorite, but this one is like 1.5. Or they could be interchangeable because I just love both designs that much. And in my opinion, this is what, like I said earlier in the intro of me going through the ins and outs of this figure, this is one of the best figures that X Plus has ever done, and especially one of the best figures, at least Deforeal figures, that X Plus has ever done. So that's the backstory with me getting this figure and Sandra getting the Ric. And all the ins and outs and all that good stuff. So do things around here. Let's get up close and personal with this guy. We'll start with Gamera, then we'll go into the Ric Accessory later on. But as I'm looking at Gamera here, once again, a stunning representation, even though it's a Deforeal form, of the 1996 Gamera. It has more of a darker tone on his body as well as his head or whatever. Just a more blackish color. That's one thing I love about the Heisei versions of Gamera, because he looked mean in 95, he looked meaner in 96, and by the time we got to 1999, he was really menacing looking. So really, Gamera's look reflected the stories, at least the darker tone, the stories we're going into. You see what I'm saying? And this version of Gamera is amazing. Because once again, when it comes to the Showa version of Gamera, he has somewhat more so of a flat look, flat greenish look, or like a grayish greenish look or whatever. There wasn't really anything different like from his shell, from his abdomen or his head. It was like one solid flat look. You know, he looked great, you know, in certain films, but by the time we got to the Heisei period, they really took the time to really give us a more detailed version of Gamera, where you have like a different color on the shell, the different color on his skin, the different color on his abdomen or whatever. They just took the time to just make a more realistic version, I guess, of a giant prehistoric or at least advanced turtle like Gamera. And you can have all this in the Deforeal. Now, mind you, they have done a few Gamera 1996 before, as far as like S Plus is concerned, which you'll see in size comparison later on. They've done a 30, they've done a 25 centimeter version, at least two different versions of a 25 centimeter version. Now we got the Deforeal. And every single one of them are awesome, in my opinion. But once again, the dark blackish color on like the head of Gamera and his skin, his legs or whatever, looks really good. The toes, the claws are, you know, often off bone white or whatever. Looks really good. Now the sculpt of Gamera, he's more of a stout version of Gamera, and that's how it was in the film. In the films, I should say. In '95, he was more somewhat upright, even though he did have somewhat of a humpback type of posture in '95 because of his large shell. In '96, he kind of like got a little bit shorter and more stout, in my opinion. He had more of a humpback look. Which looks awesome. By the time we got to '99, he was more upright, more so Godzilla-esque by the time we got to '99, right? But the humpback look is very prevalent on both the '95 and more so on the '96. And it's captured here in this sculpt here of Gamera here. Looks really good. Now, one of the main features I love about this figure, besides from the head sculpt, which we'll talk about that next, is the bone spike that's protruding from his elbow. Now, mind you, this was first introduced in the previous film, Guardian of the Universe, but it was only used as an offensive measure when he was getting attacked by Gauss. He was getting attacked by Gauss, and Gamera put his elbow out, and the bone just like shot out, and he used it as a weapon to slice Gauss open a little bit. And then I think he retracted the bone. But by the time we got to Gamera 96 as well as 99, it was a permanent fixture on the monster itself. And between this one and the 99, I like it better here on the 96 because it just looks cooler. I don't know. It's just something about that bone, that sharp spike that's protruding out both of his elbows just gives him more like a badass look, in my opinion. And you can definitely see it here in this sculpt, the Deforeal. Like both bone spikes are awesome. They're sharp. Now keep in mind, when you handle this figure, please be careful because, you know, from the sharp teeth that he has, you know, the big long tusk, the big tusk, as well as his toes and his claws and his bone, his elbow bone spike here. He really is a sharp figure in certain respects. So please be careful when you handle this figure because you don't want to hurt yourself. Because he will be prone, if you don't handle him the right way, he will be prone to slice you up. So please be careful with that. But all that just adds into the detail of this awesome figure of the Deforeal Gamera 96. Before we go into the face, let's talk about the shell a little bit. The shell, once again, is like they just took this suit and just shrunk it in Deforeal form. Because the shell looks just like it did in the film. You know, with the armor green tint of the shell, like each plate looks like it's individually sculpted, which probably it was. And it looks great. The shell looks amazing. His tail is kind of curved off, you know. Now, Gamera never did have a big tail or a long tail like a Godzilla or even a Gigan or whatever, or Hedra, right? It was more of a short, stubby tail. And it's so cute, his little stubby tail here on the back of Gamera here. It looks great. So the tail looks great, the shell looks great. Once again, the claws, toes, the elbow spike looks awesome. The abdomen looks great. You know, basically the same color that's on the shell somewhat is like on the it's the color on the abdomen here, the abdomen plates. More so of a brownish color with a little bit hint of green in there. But it looks great on the abdomen here. Now, let's go with the final piece of this figure, and that's actually the heads. Once again, the head sculpts are really the main selling piece when it comes to the Deforeals. And this figure is no exception. Once again, one of the best that S-Plus ever done. You're going to hear that a lot during the course of this video. And it looks great. Just the individually sculpted teeth, the big tusk that I talked about just a few seconds ago. Looks really, really great. The inside of the mouth has more of a darker purplish color, you know, whatever. The eyes, oh my God, the eyes are just awesome. Just the whole sculpt of the head looks really, really good. And what's so cool about this Deforeal Gamera, you cannot take a bad picture with this figure. If you do, then something's wrong with you. I'm just being real with you, ladies and gentlemen. If you take a bad picture of this figure, then you might want to step your game up. You see what I'm saying? And there are some figures where it's kind of like a tall task to get a good picture out of, right? But this is one of the figures that you can never take a bad picture of, because he always looks great from every angle. And in some angles he looks very menacing, but in some angles he looks really, really cute. He looks really cute in like a mean sort of way. And it's really all attributed to the head sculpt here and the way the face is sculpted and the way the face looks or whatever. He just looks great. He's just a great little guy, and I'm glad I got him. So from the sculpt, from the posture, from the paint job, all over the figure was the skin, the shell, the claws, the elbow spike, the toes, whatever, the abdomen shell, or at least the abdomen plates. This is such a great figure of Gamera 1996. That's pretty much it as far as like Gamera is concerned. Now, let's go into the Ric Accessory here. Now, of course, this is Sandra's. Got to give all the praise and glory to her because, you know, she loves Legion or whatever. So I had to get this for her. And this is one of the best Ric Accessories of a figure, especially for a Deforeal, that you will ever find. As you can see here, you see the flower, just like a small recreation of the flower that's in the film. And that's so cool about S Plus that they use these Ric Accessories, but they use something that's taken directly from the film, which is so cool. That is so cool, because this was an integral part of the story. If you've seen Gamera Attack of Legion, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So this figure is really, really, really amazing. It's really beneficial to the story, and just adds to the overall just great value of this figure release, in my opinion. But you have the awesome flower protruding out of the building, and you have like a little small mini little Legion soldier right here. You know, the one-eyed Legion soldier. Of course, there were like millions of them in the film, but the fact you have like one here that's part of this package looks really, really, really great. And like I said, this could be compared with like other awesome Ric Accessories of like bigger figures, like 30 centimeter figures or Sakai's or even Gigants or whatever. You can definitely add this one onto the list. As far as like Deforeal is concerned, whether it's the Deforeal mini aliens that came with the 74 Godzilla, or the mini Rick King Caesar statue that came with the 74 King Caesar, or the little mini reactor that came with the 84 Deforeal, you can definitely add this guy onto the list as one of the best little mini Ric Accessories, especially for a Deforeal, that you will ever find. So the detail on this thing is amazing, and it's so cool that they packed so much detail in this small little figure of the flower here, and it looks great. It looks really, really great. So if you're able to go after this figure, I highly recommend you going after the Ric, especially if you're familiar with the story of Gamera 2 Attack of Legion. Go for the Ric. You will not be disappointed. But either way, if you can get your hands on either the Ric or the standard of Gamera 1996 Deforeal courtesy of X Plus, please do so. You will not be disappointed. At the time of recording, it is what, the 24th of May? And I was online a couple days ago, and they still had these on Hobby Search, the standard I'm talking about on Hobby Search, for basically the same price that it was when it first came out, right? So please go on Hobby Search if you want this figure. But if you want the Ric, I actually saw one. I don't know if it's still up there now, but I did see one on Mandarake last night for a good price. So you have two avenues to go after this figure if you want to do so. Once again, if you want the Ric, go on Mandarake right now to get it, or if you want just the standard, go on Hobby Search. Either way, if you're a fan of this film or the design of Gamera, please go after this figure. You would not be disappointed. And once again, I love this figure. And this review is very timely because you know what? This year marks the 25th anniversary of Gamera 2, the advent of Legion. So this review could not be more timely and more appropriate. Yes, yes, yes. So that's it with all the ins and outs of this figure. It is awesome. It is amazing. An awesome package. Especially, like I said, if you're a fan of Gamera 2 Attack of Legion. I'm only going to do one size comparison. I mean, the video, don't want to drown the figure review in size comparison, but I mentioned it earlier about, you know, the other Gamera 1996 figures that S Plus has done. And you know what? I have pretty much all of them. So in the one and only size comparison, let's see how the Deforeal Gamera 1996 stacks up with the other Gamera 96 I have in my collection with the X Plus 25 25cm version as well as the 30cm version. So let's go with that one size comparison with all the X Plus Gamera 1996s in my collection right now. Okay, folks, here we are with the first and only size comparison, and yes, alongside the X Plus Deforeal Gamera 1996, I have two more of his X Plus counterparts. Yes, yes, yes. On the left, I have the bigger 30cm version of Gamera 1996, and actually, you know what? That is the Ric Exclusive resin version, the RMC version. That's why he may appear to have a crisper detail on him, or more just really just awesome detail on him in comparison to the other two. Now, don't get me wrong, all three of them are supremely detailed. But the bigger one may have a little bit more detail because it's a resin piece. And we all know resin has somewhat more detail than vinyl. But he's still a great piece nonetheless. They're all great pieces nonetheless. And of course, I have to the far right the 25cm version. Now mind you, this is the version 2 version. This is the second version of this 25cm Gamera 96. Now they did make one that came out, I want to say maybe like a year or two before this one came out. But this one came out around the same time as they brought out the 25cm Legion back in 2016. So instead of revisiting or reissuing the first version, they decided to bring out another version very similar to the first version, but his head and his posture is a little bit different, and where he's like looking downwards, where the first one had him looking upwards a little bit. But between the two, I actually enjoyed the second version better. And I'm so lucky and happy that I was able to get my hands on this version of Gamera. But as you can see here, all versions of Gamera that X Plus has ever done are awesome. They've done a fantastic job, yes, yes, yes. And we have a Deforeal, we have a 25, we have a 30. There's really only one more place to go. There's really only one place to go, and hopefully we'll get a gigantic Gamera. And I've been saying that for God knows how long. We need a Gamera in the gigantic series. We got a Mecha Godzilla. There are rumblings and rumors that a Showa Gigan is coming at some point. So why not give the Guardian of the Universe some love? Why not give Gamera some love in the gigantic series? And if you're going to do that, give us a 96. You would get some great sales. Yes, yes, yes. Trust me when I say that. So that's pretty much it with all the size comparison. Like I said, this is the only size comparison that mattered. Of all the X Plus Gamera 1996 that X Plus has ever done in one way, shape, or form, and hopefully they're not done. Hopefully we'll get a gigantic or some more 96 Gameras down the line, but only time will tell with that. So without further ado, let's go with my final commentary portion of the video, and let's wrap up this review of the X Plus Deforeal Ric Exclusive edition of the Gamera 1996. So let's go with that final commentary portion of the video right now. Okay, folks, I'm back with my final thoughts of the X Plus Deforeal Gamera 1996 Ric Exclusive edition. Yes, yes, yes. Once again, this is a solid release from X Plus. Oh my God. Once again, 10 out of 10. Great figure. I don't see anything wrong with this figure. I don't see anything imperfect about this figure. This is a perfect figure. Even though it's a Deforeal figure, it still is a perfect figure in my opinion. Now, once again, I know that the Deforeals are an acquired taste when it comes to some collectors. Some collectors don't get the appeal of them. They don't get the purpose of them. They don't get why people are so in love with them. They don't get anything involving the Deforeals. But let me tell you, this is a fun, cool line to get into. They're very inexpensive. They don't take too much space on your shelves. And the same detail that you will find in an X Plus Gigantic, in an X Plus Sakai, or in an X Plus 30 or 25cm figure, you find it here in a Deforeal figure. It's the same amount of detail, it's just smaller in a Funko Pop Deforeal form. And once again, this is great. This is great. Along with the great mini Ric accessory, you can't go wrong with this release. Yes, yes, yes. And as I said earlier, there are a few in stock on Hobby Search right now. So if you want this figure, please go after this on Hobby Search. Or if you want the Ric, I saw at least one on Mandarake last night. So please, you have your chance. If you want to own the Ric or the standard, go to Hobby Search or go to Mandarake. You will not be disappointed. Man, this is a great figure. This is so great. Even as you saw in the previous size comparison, you know, with the other Gamera 96s I have in my collection. As you know, I got the 25cm Legion, and he looks great with that, even though the size is a little bit off, you know. But once you get this, along with the 25cm Legion, even that is a great setup. That is a great visual right there. And you know what? Now that I think about it, now that we have Gamera 96, it might be only a matter of time before we may get a Legion Deforeal, because we're already getting a Biollante Deforeal in a couple months from now. So who's to say maybe later on this year, in honor of the 25th film, of the 25th anniversary of the film, we may get a Deforeal Legion to go up against Gamera here. But until then, putting this up against my Legion and this flower here, hopefully Sandra will allow me. It looks great. It looks great. Either way, this is a great, great figure, and if you're a fan of the film and or this design, you owe it to yourself to go after this figure. No question about that. Now, so let's talk about Gamera 2 just a little bit before we get up out of here. Now, I don't want to go into depth with the commentary portion of the video here because I plan on doing a deep dive discussion into Gamera 2. I'm going to try and get that done before the year is out because, once again, this is the 25th anniversary of the film. So I want to get that done. Maybe I'll get together with some other Gamera 2 enthusiasts and purists, and hopefully we'll get together and do a deep dive into this discussion. But when I think about Gamera 2 as a whole, or as well as the overall Heisei film trilogy of Gamera as a whole, to me, this is probably one of the best comeback stories ever for a character in the history of film or cinema or pop culture, in my opinion. Because if you saw what Gamera went through towards the tail end of his show or film career, even though the last film, Gamera Super Monster, was the film that got me as a Gamera fan, it really wasn't the best in the world. I can objectively say that. It wasn't the best in the world. But that film alone still made me a fan of the Gamera. It made me more want to know more about Gamera, even though it wasn't the best in the world. And if you would have told me back in 1980, when that film was released, that Gamera would come back a few years from now, maybe several years from now, but he would not only have better films, but possibly even better story-driven, better well-made films than the Godzilla Heisei films, I wouldn't believe you. But you know what? That's exactly what happened. When I talk to certain people about what is their favorite non-Godzilla film or kaiju film, what is their favorite kaiju film that does not have Godzilla in it? And more often than not, you hear one or two films that the people that I talk to, at least, you hear War of the Gargantuars or Gamera 2, The Attack of Legion. And of course, my great friend and fearless leader on Collect All Monsters, Kyle Young, this is his favorite non-Godzilla kaiju film, Gamera 2, as well as my other great friend and co-host on Collect All Monsters, John Ruffin. This is his favorite kaiju film, Gamera 2, or non-Godzilla kaiju film, Gamera 2, or my great friend and fellow YouTuber, Diego Doom. This is his favorite non-Godzilla kaiju film, Gamera 2. And it's a well-made film. It is an awesome film. Yes, it is. And what I want to talk about in regards to this film, one of the main reasons why I love this film is the fact that this role of Gamera, he kind of takes on like the same role that the MonsterVerse Godzilla does. Basically, Gamera in the Heisei period, or at least in his Heisei film trilogy, he is there to restore balance. He is there to restore the natural flow of things in the world as well as the universe, right? Kind of like what Godzilla does in the MonsterVerse, where he goes around the world putting titans in check, make sure they're not up to any dastardly deeds or no good deeds. He's there to keep everybody in check. He's there to put the balance in order, at least the natural balance of things in order. Gamera is the same way. That if there is a threat posed to the planet, he will take a stand against that. Now, us humans, we may benefit from it. Just because he is coming to stop a monster that would ineffectively threaten us doesn't mean he's coming to defend us. He's coming to defend the world. He's coming to defend the universe. And in this particular film, when you think about his name, Gamera, Guardian of the Universe, that's what he's doing. Because in this film, he's facing aliens that are coming down from another world that want to infest our planet, take over our planet. But like I said with this Ric Accessory here, with the flower here, this flower is going to be used by a Legion and a Legion soldiers to catapult a seed into space that will then land on another planet so that the Legion can take over that planet as well. So Legion's plan and motivation is to really infect the entire universe. And that's where Gamera's role comes into play as Guardian of the Universe. He wants to stop that from happening. So he does ineffectively become the Guardian of the Universe, particularly in this film. Because he's not only protecting our world by stopping Legion, he's protecting other worlds as well. And he does do that. So I like that about Gamera's role in the Heisei films. That's kind of like the MonsterVerse Godzilla. It won't be surprised if the MonsterVerse Godzilla did take some homages from the Heisei version of Gamera, where he's there just to restore balance. He's there to keep other things in check. He's there to keep our world safe by any means necessary. And kind of like Godzilla and Godzilla vs. Kong, where we see Godzilla kind of turn against humanity a little bit, they kind of tease that at the end of Gamera 2, that if we don't keep ourselves in check, Gamera may turn against us. And we kind of do see him do that a little bit in Gamera 3, where he does kill people at the expense of trying to take out the Gauss. So I like that. I do like that, you know, that he'll protect the world and we will reap the benefits of it. But if we don't keep ourselves in check or keep ourselves in order, he may turn against us, and that would be a bad thing. So I really do enjoy that. That's what I gathered from the message as far as, like, you know, the tail end of Gamera 2, or at least the Heisei films as a whole of Gamera. You know, they're awesome films. So if you have time today or any time in the near future, please pop in any of the Heisei Gamera films, especially Gamera 2, and have a good time with it. Or if you want to go back and watch the Showa Gamera film and see how far Gamera has come to where he ended up being in the Heisei films, and understand, like I said earlier, it's one of the best combat stories ever for a character. And as a Gamera fan, it was so cool to see that. Yes, yes, yes. But be on the lookout for that deep dive discussion into Gamera 2 Attack of Legion sometime later this year. I'm going to try and get that done later this year. Hopefully I can, because I'm really, really busy at work and other things. But I'm going to try and get that done. The 25th anniversary of Gamera 2 Attack of Legion. And this review could not have come timely and more appropriately on the year of the 25th anniversary of Gamera 2 Attack of Legion. Because once again, you can find the standard or the Ric of this Deforeal Gamera 1996 courtesy of X Plus. You would not be disappointed. Go after it and you will enjoy it. Yes, yes, yes. So that pretty much concludes my review of the X Plus Deforeal Gamera 1996 Ric Exclusive Edition, based on its super cool appearance in the super cool second Heisei Gamera film from its epic Heisei Gamera trilogy. Gamera 2, The Attack of Legion, also known as Gamera 2, The Advent of Legion. You have any questions, comment down in the comment section. Hit me on Facebook via Leslie Chambers. We'll definitely go from there. Yes, once again, great figure. Once again, if you're a fan of this figure, or at least design, if you're a fan of the movie, I know it's a Deforeal. I know it's not for everybody, but trust me, go after this release, because this is one of the best X Plus figures, or at least Deforeal figures they have ever done. But we got recent word that they're doing a 1999 Gamera Deforeal, and he looks awesome, especially with the little mini Ric accessory of a baby Iris. That looks amazing. Not to mention we got the Deforeal Biollante coming in July. Oh my God, it's going to be hard choosing a favorite between these three. I'm getting all of them, so it's going to be hard. But it's pretty safe to say that maybe a Heisei Deforeal figure will win overall Deforeal figure of the year, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But once again, this is a great, 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 great figure. Again, if you can find this guy for a good price, go on Hobby Search, or maybe you want the Ric, go on Mandarake and get the Ric. But either way, if you're a fan of this film, or this design of Gamera, you owe it to yourself to go after this release. Yes, yes, yes. The X Plus Deforeal Gamera 1996 Ric Exclusive Edition from Gamera 2, The Attack of Legion. Yes, yes, yes. So thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. And I will see y'all again on this Figure Move review. All right? Y'all take it easy. This is awesome. Go for it. Get it.